Yes, ma'am, but your voice is kind of low.
Is it okay now?
Now it's better.
Okay. So what about the assignments? Did anybody complete it? If anybody has completed the assignments, you can share your screen and explain.
Krishna, your voice is too low actually.
Okay, just one second.
Maybe try microphone settings.
I don't know why my headset is not showing here. Just a second, I will rejoin. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, yeah, about the assignments. Anybody has completed the assignments? If you have completed, you can share your screen or share the program in the chat and explain how you have done that. No one just completed?
It's done actually. So
Mhm.
I'll share with you in a moment.
Yeah, yeah. You can share the screen and explain also so that everybody will know.
Sure.
No.
Give me a second.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, yes, you can.
So I believe you were able to see my screen.
Yeah. Is it visible for everyone?
Yes, it's
Guys, please
visible.
respond.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Christina. So we'll write a tickle script to read the value on an array and print it using a for each loop. So I'm just making some variable assignments, like, from my array, array is made it as 0 to 4. Okay. So for each variable, I have assigned one string to that. And I have used a for each loop, and this is a key which is a variable again. Okay. And this is a standard format, so for arrays especially we will be using this kind of format like array names and my arrays. There is a difference to use this array names and my array, or otherwise you can also use array get and my array also can be used, but with the help of names, which I have made it an example here. Okay. So here one thing is you need to set a value of that particularly. This is again one more variable which I'm assigning. Okay. In this I'm declaring with a variable like dollar my array. This is the one which I'm calling here, and I need this key values as well, like 0 1 2 3, how many which are available, so that I made it here, and puts. So how many which are available, accordingly it will be printed in a screen. Let me show you in a moment. Yeah, as I said you that expected printout like the 0 1 2 3 and then 4, but somehow it is getting first index 4, not sure. Let me re-execute it.
Yeah. That is the thing is, so on that, as I told you, arrays won't print in the same order that we have given it. So it will
Oh, is
print
it?
based on the ways. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So but
every
in
element in the array will
uh,
have an index with which it will be saved internally. Based on that only it will get printed. I think in the last
oh,
class
okay.
also. Yeah. So this is not like a problem on your side. This is how it is.
Mhm. Oh, okay, okay. So but in Linux when I executed, it happened like 0 1 2 3 4 only. Not sure
Uh-huh.
why it is happening here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. If you understand these guys, then I can move to the next one.
Any doubts on what he has told? Yeah, I think you can go to the next assignment.
Sure. Let's go to the binary to sorry, decimal to binary. So I'm just using little user defined one. That is a proc. We can use it. Maybe Krishna will explain in a moment for you guys. So here, I'm making it as a user defined command, like decimal to binary. Okay. So my objective is to convert here decimal to binary conversion. So main thing is here we need to understand how to convert from binary to decimal. If you observe here directly, when you give a decimal, any of the decimal, it will do the modulus of that particularly a decimal, and the resultant of that particularly will make you in the form of binary format. Let's say, for example, if you are giving for example 10, if you are giving, so it will be print like 1010. So how it can be happen? So when you do the modulus operation, particularly for the decimal, so it will be converted in the form of binary format. So that is what the main thing is. You need to understand whole program here. This is the one. So remaining things you know very well, how to declare the things and how to print the things and so on. So let me show you by executing of it. Yeah. So let me give here an example of 13. It will be print. What happened? I didn't execute.
In line number 11, there's a small error. What is
Line number 11. Huh?
11? Yeah, check that. It says procedure
Oh,
disabled.
sorry. This one maybe.
No,
But
that
it
is
is a
not.
comment only.
Semicolon. Put semicolon, try again.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So usually semicolon, is it mandatory?
Semicolon is not mandatory, but if you're going to add some other
Oh,
comment
okay.
or
Some other
command in the
text.
same line, then the semicolon is mandatory.
Okay, let me try this. So it will throw. Yeah, it's giving. Okay, because of that text, I'm not. Maybe I need to use the semicolon, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. One good learning for me now.
Yeah.
So can I move to the even odd number?
Yes. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So this is an even odd number. It is similar to that modulus operation which we are using it. Whenever it is equivalent to 0, then it will be even. Else any other number like 1 or 3 or whatever the number which comes, it can be called it can be printed as a odd. So for this also I just made user defined one only. You can give any number. It will tell you whether it is even or odd. Yeah. So I'm not explaining each and every line because since you are already aware of it, guys. So if else, so I'm not going to explain each and everything. But the main main thing is how it is printing it as a odd or even that I'm explaining. This is what whatever the number which you are giving when you do that modulus operation of it. Whenever it is equivalent to 0, then it is a even. Else any other number it printed as a odd actually. So finally the remainder is if it is a 1, then it becomes a odd. Else it becomes a even. So these are all very well. Puts enter the number means it's printing. It will ask you to enter the number, and you can give the input of it. Gets std in, and you can give the number. And I'm calling this particularly, this is the user defined which I made it. So I can call it later point anywhere, wherever you required. And dollar number. So whatever the input which you are giving, I'm giving it to that as an input for this check even odd. Then automatically it can understand what to execute here. Accordingly, when you give an input, then it will tell you whether it is a even or odd. Any doubts
we will
here?
cover Christian later stage.
Pardon me?
I'm asking about the POROC, right?
Proc. Yeah.
That Christian will cover in later stage, right?
Correct.
Proc we will cover today.
Mm.
So maybe he knows proc, so he has used it. We will cover that today.
Okay.
So the next assignment is sum of all numbers, right? So let's say, for example, whatever the number which you are taking, let me show you directly to execute of it. So I'm setting a number 10, 20, 30, some random numbers, you can take it. So initially I need to make it as a initially return value as a 0. Initially I have to initialize some value with a 0. Why? Because it will take some unknown value. So instead of that, you can make it as an initialize with some 0. And then you can keep a loop like for each you can use it here. And num is a variable again. Okay, so dollar numbers you can call it here, and increment 1 minute. Sorry. Yeah. So you can increment of whatever the values which are listed here among the listed. It will make you to sum and finally it prints the value. Let me show you the execute of it. Yeah. So the values which I have given 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So if you add of this, all this, then you'll get a sum of that numbers is a 150. I think this is what you are expecting, right, Christina? Hello.
Yeah. You give a set of numbers and the output should be
Yeah,
a sum.
correct. Some of that. Yeah.
Increment sum, what is that? Like sum will automatically read that as like just a kind of adding of
Increment is a keyword actually. Okay.
Increment is the keyword, that one. That how about the SUM you mentioned, right? Sum.
Sum. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a value which I have initialized with a 0, right? So this is a syntax of that particularly increment followed by which value we need to make it a increment, right? So basically I'm using this sum as a initialize with a 0 and then followed by I'm incrementing like this.
But where this add happening? That's my question.
With the increment.
Okay.
It's a syntax actually.
Okay.
It's not a variable, right?
Mm-hmm.
INCR is a command, I can say, which instructs you whatever you have a values that will get incremented as long as you are driving an input of it. Got it?
Yeah.
In that example, what he has mentioned is increment, sum, and dollar num. That is the value present, right?
Correct.
So first initially he has set the value sum to 0. Okay, so initially increment $0 num. That is how you have to take it. Okay. Now you are going to take the first number from that list. So 10. You're taking 10. So increment 0, 10. So now what will happen? This 10 will get added to 0 and it will be stored in sum. So instead of 0, now 10 will be present in sum. Okay. And then it is taking the next number, which is 20. So increment sum dollar num means increment 10, 20. So what will happen? 20 will get added to 10 and it will get saved in the same increment operation. It is not getting printed yet. It is saving it. It keeps saving it, and when it comes out of the loop, it will print it. That is why the put statement is outside the loop. You understood this concept?
Yeah.
Must.
Okay.
Yeah, all the 4 assignments, these are the things which I have done.
Yeah, nice. Good work. Anybody else have completed the assignment? So that you can share your programs also. It could be different, the coding could be different, everybody can learn from it. Nobody else is ready with the assignment, then can I take it like that? Okay, then we'll move to today's class. Most probably we can complete TCL today, and tomorrow what I have planned is I will show you some real-time TCL programs that we have used in the tool, like what we use in physical design. So I will take some programs like that and I will show it to you, so that then you can understand how TCL will be used in PD. So today we'll start the session. Hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes, ma'am. So what did we cover in? Yeah, okay. So what did we cover in last class? We saw lists, arrays, we saw if loops, we saw for each loop, which is a different loop that you must have seen in Tickle, and then break and continue statements. So break and continue statements will break the loop or continue the loop no matter what. Wherever it has inserted, it will either break the loop or it will just come out of the loop, or it will just continue the loop without executing any statements after that. So we saw those two new statements. So today we will be covering two other topics, which is string and procedures. So procedures, that is what your Lakshmi Prasad, right? The one who presented the assignment.
Yes.
Yeah. So as he
Christina, I have
presented,
one question actually.
oh,
In
yeah,
order to print the arrays in a order, what we have to use? Any specific command we need to use?
P array. You can try P array.
P
P
array.
array. Yeah.
Oh,
P
okay.
array get and then the array name.
Oh, okay.
Try that
P
and
array.
let me know if it is printing it in the same order.
Okay, sure. I'll try.
Okay. Okay, so we'll be seeing strings and procedures. So procedures we will be using extensively in physical design. So we will see what is that as well. So we'll start with string. Now in the concept of string, string means what? A bunch of characters. So how you are going to manipulate that string, how you are going to get the values of the strings, how you are going to compare, like that. We will have some string manipulation commands that also we'll see today. So the first command is string length. So setting a string is as similar to setting any numbers to any variables. It is the same. So you will have a variable and then the string. That's all. So setting string is going to be the same, just like how you used to set a to 5, or yeah, so something like this. So assigning a string value to a variable is going to be the same. So set my string hello world. So what will this print? It is going to print hello world when you do puts on my string. Okay. Puts dollar my string. So it will basically print, nothing much to see in that. And then in the next line, in the next command, which is line number 5. Now, if you need to obtain the length of the string, just like how we had this length option in lists, we will see this length option in strings also. So this is the syntax to get the length of any string, length of the number of characters in that particular string. If you want to see, then you have to use this command. So puts, and I hope you remember the use of this square brackets. If you're going to use two commands in the same line, you need to mention that command with square braces, so that the command is understood by the Tickle compiler and it will execute it. So puts open brace, you have to use the keyword string. Just like we used array for arrays, we will use string, the keyword, to manipulate any string that you have in your input. So string, and the next keyword is string length, because you're trying to get the length of your string or the number of characters in your string. So string length and the name of the string. So in this case, it is my string, so dollar my string.
So the length measured with the space also, is it?
Yes. Length of the string.
So here starting the index is the 1, is it? Like not 0.
Yes. Yeah. So length will start from 1, but index will start from 0.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So So what is the length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are 11 characters, including white space. So that will also be counted. So that will be the length of your string. Okay. Now, in any doubts in string length, we'll move to the next one.
Yeah, sure.
So next is string compare. Now you have two strings, two variables which hold two different types of strings, and you need to compare which one is if it is the same or not. So then you will be using the keyword compare. So the format is the same, puts, string, and the keyword that you're going to use only will change. And then the strings that you're going to compare. So you will take those two strings and you will add it here. So in this case, in line number 9, puts, string, compare, apple and orange. So I'm going to compare apple and orange. So we'll see what is the output. So in line number 10, apple and apple. In line number 11, orange and apple. These both are compared. So the output will be different for each of these. We will understand how it is executed. So for line number 9, the output is -1. So how the tickle compiler will understand is, it will compare the first string with the second string and it will check if it is greater than or lesser than. Greater than means it will take the alphabetical order. So A appears first. When you compare A and O, A comes first. So when the character comes first, it will interpret as less than. Okay. When the compiler is checking the first character of the first string with the first character of the second string, if that character appears first, like in the alphabetical order, if it is going to be first, it will assume as that character index is less than the next character's index. So that is why we are getting -1 here. So in the alphabetical order, A appears first. So it assumes like apple is less than orange. So that is how tool will interpret, and that's why you're getting -1. Okay. In the second example, in line number 10, apple and apple, both are the same. We are comparing same two strings. That is why you're getting it as 0. In the third example, or when you're comparing orange to apple, O appears later, which means the index of O is bigger than the index of A. So that is why the output is 1. Okay. It will take the alphabetical order to compare the strings, and whichever alphabet appears first, it will be taken as less than, and if that alphabet is going to have a bigger index, then it will take it as greater than. Any doubts in this string compare, how the tool is comparing strings?
Understood now.
Okay. We'll move to the next one. Okay, next is string first and string last. So what first and last will do is, if you're going to, now you have a big sentence, okay? You have a big sentence and you're trying to search for a particular word in that sentence. Now, if you're going to use first, the keyword first, it will check for the first occurrence of that word in that entire sentence. Only the first occurrence. If you're going to use the keyword last, it will check for the last occurrence of that particular word or character that you're searching for. It will not take the first or the middle occurrences, the last occurrences. So in this example, in line number 15, puts string first world. So you're going to search for world in hello world. So if you're going to put this first, it will automatically consider the value or the string that is next to it as the pattern that must be searched in the next keyword. So the syntax will be string first
Krishna, so correct me if I'm wrong. So when it is searching a string, so it is checking by in terms of character by character.
if you're going to give an entire character, I mean,
It's
it depends
a
on the
word
pattern that you're going to search for.
pattern. Okay, so okay, fine. So output 6 is it is showing, right?
Yeah, that is the index. So in which first in which index world is starting. So 1, 2, 3,
That is
4,
what
5,
it is
6.
counting in terms of like character by character, right?
Yeah, character by character.
Oh.
Yeah, it will search for the pattern character by character. Yeah. You're right.
So character which includes space as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So
What it represents the first and last, like when you mentioned like first, right?
the
So
first
does it
occurrence
start from
of first occurrence of the pattern.
okay, you mean that occurrence of
W.
W?
Yeah, the occurrence of W, where W is occurring first in the entire string that you're going to search for.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, you are searching for a string, right? So world,
Mm.
WRLD. So the first character only it should match, or it can be anything. Let's say WARLD. Assume
Okay.
any
Okay.
different
We will.
word.
Yeah. I got it. We will check now. There's an error in line number 15. Okay. So instead of world, I will put something like this. You got -1, which means while is not there. So it
Okay.
searches for the entire
Entire
pattern
string. Yeah.
and it will display the starting index. Starting point
Okay.
of that particular world. It will display that.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, the second example is pretty much the same. So we are searching for a pattern ABC in hello world, which is not present. So we will get -1. Okay. The next one is string last.
So let's say if I just put word W, what it will show? It will show 6.
Yes, it will show 6.
Okay.
Got a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm about to ask the W, so you already answered that. What if
Okay.
we put L instead of W, and L is going to appear 3 times in that hello world?
Yeah.
What would be the output?
The output will be the first occurrence only.
Only the
Because that is,
first.
yeah,
Okay.
only the first occurrence, because that's what we're searching for. Only the first occurrence.
Agree. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So the next one is string last. So pretty much the same. It is going to search for the last occurrence of this particular pattern that we are searching for.
I don't know why, but for me it's showing 2.
What is showing to?
Like I just type put string first L hello world.
Okay.
So it's when I execute, it's showing me 2.
That's
Oh,
correct, right? Then index is 2 only. 0, 1, 2.
So it's
what?
considered
Can
as a
you
whole
share
number,
your
not a natural
screen
number.
and explain? If you want, you can share the screen and
Okay, just give me 1 minute.
yeah.
Okay, wait. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Can you see JDoodle, right? Actually, I have 2 monitors. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, only your Teams is visible.
Only my Teams
I
is
think you're
visible.
sharing other monitor.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
How about now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, so see, when I type this, I'm getting this.
So 0, 1, 2. The first occurrence of the word hello, sorry, of the character L is 2.
2,
Is the
correct.
second index.
Okay. So it will count from 0. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Considered as a whole number, right? Not natural number.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's try this.
Fine. Okay.
Okay, got it.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Krishna, your screen is unshared.
Yeah, I cannot hear anything as well. I thought, what happened?
She dropped the call.
Yeah, okay.
Hello. What happened?
I think
Hello.
ma'am got disconnected.
Oh, okay. Okay, she will be joining. Okay.
Is my screen visible now?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So sorry, my connection got lost.
Yeah, no problem.
So we'll move to string index. Next concept. Any doubts in string first and last? First means first occurrence will be displayed. First occurrence. Last means last occurrence. That's all. So next we'll go for string index. So in string index, you are going to display a particular letter or a character in the position or in that particular index. So you have to mention that index number. The syntax will be string index and then the string in which you're going to search for that particular character and then the index number 0 or 1 whatever it is. So here I'm searching for index position 0. So in index position 0, H is there. So that value will be displayed. If I'm going to put some other index value, it will return the particular character in that particular index. That is all about string index. Returning the value, and type it there, returns the value So this is the value of string work of string index. It returns the value in the mentioned index. We'll move to the next one. Next is string range. String range is like an extension of string index. So in string index, what you will do, you will just mention one index and that character alone will be displayed. Now you need to display a range of values, that you will go for string range. So in line number 30, puts string, use the keyword range, and then the string in which you need to search for, then the range of index 1 and 4. So in this example, the values present from 1 to 4 will be displayed. We'll execute that. So in 1 to 4, so H will be in 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be displayed. If I'm going to use some other range, that range of characters will be displayed from the string. Okay. In the next example, puts string range hello world 6 to end. End is another keyword that you can use in range. End means till the end of the string. You don't have to mention the end index value. So if you mention end, it will automatically take the last index value. So from 6 to end. So world will be displayed. Any doubts in string range?
Yeah, no doubts.
No. Next is string replace. So string replace means it will replace the smaller characters with with capitals and capitals with small. That is all about string replace. Sorry, that is string to lower to upper. So string replace will replace the value with the index that you have mentioned. So string replace string range of index So this is the syntax: string, replace, and then the string name, whatever string, range of index. From which value to which value you need to replace. That index value you have to mention, and then with which value it should be replaced. You have to mention that in the next argument. This is the syntax. So in line number 35, puts string replace hello world. So you're going to replace something in this hello world. Next is the range of index 6 to 10. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 10 you're going to replace. So I'm going to replace world with some value. That value will be mentioned later after mentioning the range of index. So we'll see how this is. So hello world is replaced with hello tickle. So if I'm going to give a different range of index in that particular value, the value, this tickle, it will replace with the value mentioned. Any doubts in string replace? So in real time, where we will be using these string commands is, for example, if you have written a very big tool manual or some tool procedures, okay, and you want to make some changes to that script. So usually we will not go to the main script and we will make the changes. We will only use commands like this to make the changes in the main script, because opening the main script, it will be it will have a lot of information, and usually top main script will not be allowed to change except for the top level people. So they will use commands like this to manipulate or to make some changes in the script. Okay, that is where in the real time you will be using tickle. I mean the string concept of tickle. We'll move to the next one. Next is string to lower and to upper. So this is what I was talking about. It will change the characters, lowercase to uppercase to lowercase. That is all about string to lower and to upper. So in line number 38, we'll see one example for to lower. So puts string to lower the keyword and then the string. So whatever string which you need to change to lowercase, you have to mention that and execute it. So the uppercase letters were H, L, L, and W, O, R, L. So all of that has been changed to lowercase. So that is the use of string to lower. There's nothing much big in this to understand. Just a simple conversion, that's all. Into upper, if you're going to use to upper, it will change into uppercase. Any doubts in string to lower to upper? We'll move to the next one, string trim.
Yes.
Okay. So in string trim, you are going to trim or remove the characters that you don't need in your particular string. So basically, if you're not going to mention the character, the default trimming character will be white space. So if there are any white spaces in your program, I mean in your script, in your strings, you can use the string trim to remove it. Now assume you have written a big user manual or a big procedure in your physical design. For example, we saw floor planning, right? Floor planning is the first step in physical design, and you have written a big script or a manual for it. Sometimes you will not be able to focus on all the places where you are where if you have included any white spaces or extra characters, you cannot keep checking that. So instead of doing it manually, you can use commands like this to trim the entire white spaces in that particular script. So if you see in line number 45, puts string trim, and I have mentioned the string in which should be trimmed. So if I'm going to execute this, only the white spaces will be trimmed. White space is the default. So can you see the entire white space will be removed? Notes here. That is the use of string trim. White spaces will be removed by default. Now we'll see one more example. Now puts in line number 46, you see puts string trim, and then this string, I have mentioned another one argument. I have mentioned X here. So in this example, what will happen is the character X will be trimmed or removed from the string instead of white space. So when I'm executing it, you can see it has removed the X's alone. X alone in this string. Any doubts in string trim? Whichever character you're going to mention in that command, it will be trimmed or removed from the string. That's all. That's all about string trim. And if you don't mention anything, it will search for white spaces because that is the default trimming character.
Yeah, for space, right? That there is a space between hello and TCL also, right? Between that.
Yeah.
That why couldn't remove that one?
It didn't remove. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't remove, right?
this space.
So that is
So
also
it is
space, right? You
removing
didn't mention like the start or end. Nothing you didn't
Okay.
mention it, right?
It is removing the spaces before and after alone there.
Okay.
It should remove this white space also. Yeah, good observation.
Can you specify the space as well, Christina? So
Like
separately,
X, yeah, like
like
X you
X, how we are
mentioned.
mentioning.
Just double quote after that.
Okay.
Give space, yeah.
Maybe now I think it will remove. No, it's still not removing. It is removing only, it is trimming only the space before and after.
Okay.
So that's how it is. But if you're going to mention a character, okay, still it we'll add
Yeah,
X
can
in
you give space between L
here.
space or no, the downside. No, the downside. In between L's, right? You give space and then run once.
Okay. Mhm.
It's
It is
removing.
no, it is removing X
Hmm.
alone before and
Yeah.
after. Okay, I'll add X in between. We'll see if it is removing.
That.
So
So
this trimming is removing characters only before the string and after the string. It is not removing
middle of
anything
the
in the
word.
in between. So that's how this they have
Conclusive.
designed this option. So only trimming before and after, not in between. Okay. It's not removing. So trimming only before the string and after the string. So next we'll go for string left and trim left and trim right. So in trim left, you are mentioning the tool to remove only the white spaces on the left side. So even if there are some white spaces on the right, it won't remove. In trim right, just the opposite. Only the right side spaces will be removed. We'll execute trim left. So I will select. So this space is also there. So can you see on the output screen? The right side space is not removed. It is still there. Only the left side space is removed.
Hmm.
I execute this one. The left side space is still there. Only the right side white space is removed. So that's all about trim left and trim right. Next is string match. So string match and compare will work in the same way. It will check for the alphabetical order. It will assign an index for the alphabetical order, and then it will check for match and compare those index values, just like how we saw here in string compare. The same concept in string match. Now here in line number 57, puts string match H star hello tickle. So H star means I'm going to match for a character for a string H followed by anything. So star means anything followed by H, I need to match with it. So I'm not worrying about E, L, L, O or whatever any other characters mentioned there. It is not a problem. So it should just start with H. So any character, any set of characters starting with H, it should match. So the output is 1, which means there are a set of characters which start with H, and also it could be any other characters followed by it. That is why we are getting 1, because this pattern is matching with the string here. That is why we are getting 1. If I'm going to mention something else, I'll get 0. So this pattern is not present in this particular string. That is why I'm getting 0. So I can search for a pattern like this also, and also for separate single characters also I can search. So here the output is 0 because this pattern is not present in this particular string. So if I give W star, I'll get 1 now, because that particular pattern is matching. Or if I give only W also, there is no match, because W followed by something else, some other characters is only present in my string. A single W is not present. So if I mention something like this, W space, we'll see if it is matching. It is still not matching. So you have to mention a pattern when it comes to string match.
Can you try give a space for this W? Not yeah.
It's still returning to 0. So we'll see we'll see what it will exactly match. So it searches for a particular pattern, not a separate character. Matching pattern. The above code is compiled and executed. So S1 has test at test.com, S2 has star at star.com, matching pattern. Okay. String match.com in $S1. Okay, you'll get 1 string match tickle in $S1. Okay, yeah. So it is matching only a pattern, not a single character. You have to mention an entire pattern, not just a single character when you're going to do for string matching. Next is string reverse. So this is pretty much self-explanatory. It will just reverse the index positions of the entire string. So the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the values in the index will be reversed. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's how your output will be. So that's all about string. Any doubts in string concepts? String reverse, match, trim, range, compare. These, there are many more string manipulation commands. There could be many here. But for physical design, this much is enough. Just basic string manipulation commands are enough.
I think in string match, we have to mention that pattern with star, right?
Yeah.
If you don't mention star, then it will throw only 0.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. You have
Okay.
to search for an entire pattern, not just a single character.
No, not just pattern. In the double quotes, we have to mention that pattern with star.
Yeah, only if you add a star, it is like you're searching for a particular pattern, right?
Yes, yes.
That's what I was trying to do.
Could you please do the string range one more time?
Sorry, what?
I'm asking, could you explain the one more time the string range about?
String range.
Yeah.
Okay. So in string range, if you need to display a set of characters in a particular range, then you have to use string range. So here string range, the string which I'm going to search for, and 0 to 4. So the values from index 0 to index 4 will be displayed. So H will take index 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So your output will be hello. So first you're searching for the values from 0 to 4. In 0 to 4, hello is present. So hello is, you will get hello. And then in the second example, 6 to end. So end means last index. So you are getting world. That is the use of string range.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
So now we have come to procedures. So this is what we will be using predominantly in physical design. Okay, so first I'll explain you what is a procedure. Now the keyword for procedure is proc. Okay, so what we will do is now we have all of these commands, right? String commands we have, array, list commands we have. Now if you need to define your own command, now you have a specific purpose in your tickle script or in your when you're doing your IC design, you're facing some new issue and still there are no commands for it. Then you will come up with proc. Proc means you are writing your own commands and you are executing it on and you are executing it. That is the meaning of procedure. User defined commands, you can say like that. We'll see that with an example. In line number 67, you see proc is the keyword. Okay. Proc greet. Now greet is just a variable. It is not a command. It is not a command that is given, that is mentioned by tickle. Tickle compiler does not have any command name greet. but you need to make a command, you need to assign a functionality to that command means you will use the keyword proc. Proc, greet, and then flower braces. So I will explain the use of this. So if you're not going to use any arguments or variables inside this flower braces, you have to just mention them. Like empty braces you have to mention. And then open the square brace, which means you're going to open this procedure and you're going to write the functionality that you need to execute within this procedure greet. So here inside my procedure greet, I want to print puts hello, welcome to Tickle. Okay. Now we'll execute this. So when I executed this procedure, so the name of my procedure is greet, and I am defining a procedure and I'm attaching a functionality to it inside this procedure. So just like how we use this open close braces for loops, we will be mentioning the functionality inside the braces of this particular procedure greet. So proc greet, empty flower braces if you're not going to use anything inside. We will see one example. In line number 77, you can see we are using a value inside these flower braces. That will be your next example. So in the first one, a simple procedure. So I'm not using any variables inside. So proc greet, open the square brace. It will come inside and execute whatever is present inside this flower braces, come out of it and print it. So when I execute it, so this put statement will be executed. Okay. Any doubts in procedure?
So what is the need of like a 71 that you mentioned greet, right?
That is just nothing. That's just an explanation of the output. Just 67 to 70.
You mean that that's enough, 67, 68 is enough? Okay.
Yeah, until 70. See, procedure is nothing but a user-defined command. You have a specific need for which commands or functions are still not existing in Tickle. So you are creating a command on your own using the keyword procedure, and you're mentioning the functionality of that command inside that procedure and executing it. That is all about procedure.
Okay. So you
Okay.
can call this procedure in anywhere.
Yes, I can call this procedure in any other command. So now when so the extension for saving a tickle file is .tickle. Okay.
Okay.
Now assume I am saving this procedure as proc.tickle. Okay. Now I have one more tickle script, which is proc one.tickle. Now inside this tickle script, now assume I want to use this procedure. I have one program. Inside that program, I need to use this procedure. So what I will do, instead of again typing this entire functionality inside this proc1.tickle, I will use a command called source proc.tickle. So inside this proc1.tickle, I will write this command. So what source will do is, whatever it will source the functionality of the mentioned procedure, of the mentioned tickle script. So if I'm going to write the source proc.tickle inside prc1.tickle, this function will get executed inside proc1.tickle. So there is no need for me to again type this instead of typing this inside proc1.tickle like this. I'm simply sourcing it. So I'm writing a procedure somewhere and I'm using it elsewhere by just calling that functionality using source command. Like this only we will be seeing in our real time. So at the end of the class, I will show one real time example also. Then you'll get a clear picture. Lakshmi Prasad, can you share that procedure for even odd that you wrote?
Yeah,
Can you
sure.
share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh, is it? No?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here, see, he has written a procedure to check if a number is even or odd. Now, we don't have a command which will automatically check if a number is even or odd in pickle, right? We need to write a functionality, we need to write a program for it. So that program he has written using procedure, and what he will do, wherever he wants this functionality, instead of writing this, so how many lines are there in this code? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines are there. Instead of writing the 7 lines of command everywhere, he will simply source this procedure in the programs wherever he want to, and he will get the functionality done. So there is no need to repeat this command, repeat this functionality everywhere. So what he has mentioned here, proc is the keyword I said, and then you are giving a variable name for it. I mean a variable name for that particular procedure. So that is check even or odd, and he has used a proc variable called num inside. Okay, he's coming inside the procedure. If $num modulus 2 is equal to 0, puts even, else number is odd. This he will source this procedure wherever he want. Now assume he has some other procedure, some other program where he needs to use this functionality, this even or odd procedure, he needs to use it. So he will source this procedure there, and he will give in the place of num, he will give the inputs like 10, 20, whatever number he wants to give, he will give that value num. Once he gives that value, automatically this function will execute and it will give us the output. That is the use of procedure.
One question here, like is like he written like almost three kinds of sequences. Like the first one is the proc, and the second one is the prompt user for inputs, and the third one is the call the processor something. My question is like which one will execute first?
Which
This
one
one.
we will?
This one.
Okay, so that one execute that first, and then it. But I'm
Followed
getting
by it
the
will take say input. Unless you execute this
first
one, it cannot take the input, right?
but I'm getting the
can
inputs.
you
I mean, enter the inputs like in the command window, right?
Yeah, in the command
So-
window. So outside the proc, right? I just mentioned this is a optional
can you
actually.
show this in JDoodle in your
Yeah,
compiler? Can you just execute this and show?
Okay, so first you are getting like enter a number, right? So it seems
Correct.
like that 14th number, 14th line is executing, right?
Yes, correct. So this is
So,
already
oh,
sourced actually. It's already
okay, it's
sourced.
already ran. It's already
Sourced.
ran. You mean that?
Then wherever you require, you're calling that particular command, user defined command.
But where you tag this 14 and 15 to the top side, like okay, I understand that the check even and odd 18th is already tagged in, but 14 and 15 where you are tagged in.
Tag means what do you mean to say tag?
Okay,
So where we are calling this one
yeah,
or
like if, no, in the line 5, right? You proc check even and odd number, right? You
Okay,
mentioned
so
like
let
it's a kind
me
of some
write it
tagging.
this way. You can understand basically. So your question I understood. So what is the order of execution, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even now, if I give, it will give you wherever you want. You can place it this one. Actually, these particular things are orderless. Actually, wherever you want, you can use it. But this one is important.
So
Where you're calling this one.
instead of using gets stdin number, just use $num in the put statement so that he can
Where here.
instead of stdin, use
Okay.
$num.
Correct.
Okay.
Enter
The calling variable in the procedure. Then I think you'll get a better picture.
Yeah.
No. Gets
Maybe. Yeah. Gets.
$num.
puts
$num.
enter a number $num input statement itself. Gets $num, just $num.
$num. Okay. Gets $num only, right? Here.
Yeah.
So maybe you can use in this manner. Is it?
Can you run?
Yeah. Now it is getting. Some value should get declared here.
Okay.
These two are like, wherever you want, you can use it, but there is no specifically to maintain the order. So inside the proc, we starts with curly brace and ends with curly brace. You need to maintain an order actually here inside the process.
So I understand like in 18 line 18 number you mentioned like under dollar number, right? The dollar number
Yes,
is sitting at
it's
the
calling,
line
right?
15.
So it's
Yeah, line
substitute this
15.
value actually here.
Yeah, line 15, and then it's going to the line 5. Is it? Okay.
Correct, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even you can do like this way? I don't think so. This one. Let us try in this manner. Yeah, now it is throwing an error. Before that, before calling this command, you need to execute this one. Yeah.
I have one more question. Like, okay, so it's executing somehow like anyway from lines, right? Like sequential lines. So can we stop like and see at that current output? Like, okay, so it's executing. Okay, currently it's executing. So I just want to stop at line 11 or 11 or 12. And can we check that?
So you mean to say we need to use break and continue those commands
Break.
we need to use here?
Not break. It's like a kind of stop at that position.
Stop at that position. I mean, you want me to throw an error or?
No. It's okay. Maybe I can just shoot this question later stage, not right now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is my screen visible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So for the doubt that arised, I have taken one example from this TCL website itself. Okay. See, the first procedure that we saw was without any arguments. Okay. So what this from see line number 67, what this procedure will do, wherever you need to execute it, if you source this particular procedure, it will automatically do that functionality. Okay. That is the first type of procedure. The functionality will automatically happen. Second type is you give an input and then that functionality should run. Now here I am simply printing a statement, so there is no need to give me no need to give an input inside. Now now you have an example. Now that binary to the decimal to binary, that assignment problem itself we will take. Now I have the functionality in my procedure which will convert the decimal to binary number. So the functionality is there in the procedure. And I need to give an input every time, right? And not what it should be. I have to give the input and then I have to perform that functionality and get the output. So that is the second type of procedure. So wherever you need to give an output and then the functionality to happen, then only you will use this concept called using arguments inside the procedure. So the first type of procedure is without arguments. You don't mention any arguments inside this flower braces. If you don't mention any arguments inside this flower braces, the functionality will automatically happen. If you're going to give an input and then if you're expecting the functionality to happen, then you will give arguments like this inside the procedure. We will see this example now. See line number 95. Now I am going to I have created a procedure called add. Okay. And I'm mentioning the number of variables that must be added. So here I have still not given the input. I have given only the variables. Understand, only the variables I have given. So A and B. So basically I'm writing a procedure to add two numbers. That number could be whatever. I will give it later. Okay. Then inside I'm writing a procedure to add those variables. So return expression $A plus $B. So I am performing that operation and then I'm returning that value. After coming out of that procedure, that sum will be printed. Now here in the outside, I am writing a put statement. Puts add 20 and 30. Okay. Now this input value I am giving outside the procedure because every time my input will change, but my functionality will not change. That is why I am giving this value outside the procedure. The input value is outside the procedure. Now I will execute this. So puts add 20, 30 I have given here. This procedure will execute and it will give me 50. Now I am giving some other input. So the functionality is happening and it is throwing me the output. Now this is what he has done in his example. So input you can give anytime you want, but the functionality must happen. In that case, you will be writing your procedure like this, where you will be mentioning the arguments. And once this procedure is executed, automatically A will take 620 and B will take 30.
Christina,
That is
here
how
the return output is like the sum of that, right?
sum, yeah.
Yeah. So, but where you are printing that, the put?
Where I am printing. So here only the printing operation is happening. Okay,
So
or I'll just give
there is no need to put something.
puts also I can use here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, in the previous, I mean, that what are the originally you had, right? Anyway, it returns a value. The value is printed. I mean, using the puts actually. So the now you explicitly mentioned the puts here.
Where? See
Yeah, I
here
think he's talking
in
about
this
97th line.
arguments. 97.
97th line, the puts, what you mentioned, right? It doesn't mean that that is a returns. That is what he's saying.
Okay. No, he was asking the previous person, he was asking where it is printing. So instead of return, I added that.
Yeah, true.
The functionality is the same. Yeah. Return will return the sum. Here we are explicitly mentioning it to print. That's all. See, these procedures will be a little tricky because it is totally new. Once you start getting used to it, you will understand it. See, okay, I will show a real-time example now. Now, I think it will be clear now. So this is a real-time procedure, okay? I have taken from my tool commands. See now, see line number 106, I'm writing a procedure called set effort. Okay, so the name of this procedure is set effort. And I'm not using any variables inside. The function should automatically happen wherever I use it. So I'm not going to use any variables inside. I'm coming inside my procedure and Can you see set DB here? So far what we have seen, we have just seen set. Here it is set DB. DB means database. So this is how your tool commands will be. Whatever commands we have seen so far, they are generic tickle commands. This is how your physical design tickle commands will be. An extension of tickle. This is how you will start seeing your tickle commands. Okay. So here we will not be using set and all anymore. Once you move into physical design, you will use set DB. So like this, there are n number of commands. Once we move into the PD class, you will get accustomed to all of this. So set DB, sin generic effort. Now this is also a keyword, okay, that we will be using in physical design. So sin generic keyword, sin map effort, sin opt effort, all of this we will be using in physical design. Now don't try to understand all of these concepts now. I will explain the meaning of sin generic, sin map, sin opt, everything later in the physical design class. For you to understand proc, I have taken this example. Okay. So we'll see line number 107. Set DB, set generic effort high. So what I am doing is, see, this sin generic effort is one operation that I will be doing in physical design. Okay. That value I am setting it to high. There are usually three values: high, low, and medium. Okay. Now out of these three values, I am setting this sin generic operation to high, which means more priority will be given to this sin generic operation. Okay. So I am setting it to high. The second operation, sin map, I am setting it to high. The third operation, sin opt. Opt means optimization. Sin opt, I am setting it to medium. So what I am doing here is I have three operations. Sin means synthesis. So synthesis generic, synthesis mapping, synthesis optimization. So there are three operations and I am setting the efforts with which this operation should happen. So the first two operations, generic and mapping, I'm setting it to high, which means the tool will give high priority to this generic and mapping stage. And the next one is synthesis optimization. I'm setting the effort to medium. So medium priority will be given to the sin optimization operation by the tool. Okay, like that I am setting the priority for each of this operation in a procedure called set effort. All right. And then I am saving it with a name called proc.tickle. Any doubt so far? Any doubts in this?
So this setDB is only supporting for this genus. If you go for other tools, is it supporting the setDB?
Said we can, yes, in Genus you can use, and in Innovus also you can use.
Oh.
So Genus is your synthesis tool.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So for example, if you're using Synopsys tools, so this setDB can understand?
In Synopsys, it won't be set DB.
Yeah, okay. It is some other declaration.
Something else will be there. The it will be a different variation. I think it's DB set DB get. It will be like that.
Oh, okay, okay. These declarations and all tool specific.
Yes, yes. So what I am doing in these three lines, there are three different operations, and I'm setting the effort of these different operations with different values like high, medium, low, like that I'm setting. Okay. And I'm saving it in a separate procedure called proc.tickle. All right. Now I am executing the tool. I am coming inside the tool. So once you go into Genus, this is how your command prompt will be: Genus root. So just like how you, if you go into Linux, that particular directory will be your command prompt, right? That's how, if you go to Genus or Innovus, this is how your command prompt will be. So once you go inside the tool, and then I am sourcing this source proc.tickle, which means what I am doing, I am sourcing the functionality of this procedure inside my tool genus. Okay. Once that is happening, the tool will throw this error. I mean, throw this information. So what it is mentioning in line number 115, setting attribute of root to sin generic effort high, setting attribute of root to sin map effort high, setting attribute of root to sin map effort medium. So of this procedure is executed inside my genus tool. So can you see the high effort is assigned to this operation, high effort is assigned to mapping operation, and medium effort is to make up this. So this is one example of procedures. Any doubts in this?
Understood.
Krishna,
If you
it's
want, I'll
not
repeat it
related to
again.
the
So this
procedure
is how you'll
doubt.
be using procedures.
Yeah, it's not related to the
Yeah.
procedure doubt. I have a doubt in this, particularly in optimization. So we must have to use only medium, or anything we can use it high or low as well.
Yeah, you can. There are three options: low, medium, high. Depending upon your requirement, your design's requirement, you can use anything.
Okay, how can we decide that high, low, and medium? I mean, depends on the design. Means how can we judge that this is a particular design we need to go?
For you to understand this, first we need to learn synthesis. Only then
Okay.
we will be able to understand what those efforts are. So
Okay.
once we move into physical design, once we start learning synthesis, then you will understand this.
Okay.
Yeah. For now, you will not
Yeah,
be
yeah,
able
got
to.
it, got it. Yeah, it's not a right
Okay.
time to ask. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a
For
question.
explaining that proc, yeah. Tell me.
These commands, are these all applicable to all available EDA at the moment? Or this only specific to certain machine?
This command, this setDB commands, these are applicable only to Cadence tools.
Cadence, okay.
Cadence EDA tools.
So
In
that
synthesis,
means, okay.
the Synopsys EDA tools, it will be slightly different.
Okay, but the concept is the same.
Concept is the same.
All
The
right.
command
Okay.
names might vary. That's all.
So the syntax and the command may vary, but the concept is the same. Okay,
Yes,
I got
the
it.
concept is the same. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Christina, here I have one question. So regarding the line number 96, just you inside the proc you added AB, right? So so if you didn't, I mean, you just mentioned already, like what are the difference between that? Like if you mention AB and if you are not mentioned that.
Okay, so if I am
It is
not
empty.
mentioning AB here, okay. If I'm not mentioning AB here, what will happen is you have to give the values of A and B inside, because you're performing an addition operation, right? So set
Okay.
A 10, set B 20.
Oh, you just compare with that like 108 line. In the proc, right? You didn't mention anything. 108.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't mention anything. This is an example of procedure without arguments inside.
We need to call the command, right, Krishna, here? So 101 line, we need to call it as add.
Yeah. What did I mention? Did I delete anything?
Yeah, you deleted actually. So inside of add, AB is not required, right? Nothing is required, right? Already you declared the values. So is it mandatory to mention?
No, add is just the variable name. It does not perform the
Yeah.
operation. It only performs the operation.
True. I got it. A and B is required to declare there.
No. That was what his question was.
Huh. So outside the procedure, you need to call that add, right? Then only it can print it, right?
Yeah. Puts. So.
Puts then add.
Yeah. Got it.
Oh, $add is not required, right? It's a command, right? No.
What am I missing?
Add C. Add C. Add $C.
Okay.
No such variable.
I'm missing something. Just a second. I'll check. Rock add.
$C is not required.
Maybe the A plus B might need the curl basis. XPR, right?
Here.
No, A plus B you are doing, right? That is it required the curly basis?
Yeah. This is required. It is required.
Okay.
Just a second. What am I missing?
Krishna, just we need to call the
Just
hello?
the property.
Yeah, no, just you can do one thing. So inside the curly braces, you just use the print puts that variable you declared earlier, right? C is equal to expression. Yeah. Set C, set space C, and then $C here.
Okay.
Yeah, above as it is remain. Just call add. Remove that puts. Puts is not required actually. Yeah, now it is showing as a command now. No, not required. Call is not required.
Just add.
Just
Oh,
add.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just remove that call. Yeah. Now it is showing as a pink color, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So okay. Got it. So what was the doubt he was asking previously? Yeah. So why we are using this put statement you were asking, right? Instead of mentioning A, B here.
Correct.
So if I'm going to give the values inside this procedure, wherever I execute this procedure, the functionality will be the same. Only 30 will keep getting printed. Now I need to give the value or give the inputs explicitly.
Got it.
Then I
So
need
it
to
will
mention
allows,
the
yeah,
functionality
it will
alone.
allows us like to change the variables, is it? It will allows us to
Yes,
change
I
the
need to
variables.
change the variables. I don't need 10 and 20 all the time. Some other values I need to give, but my functionality should run if I source it.
Okay, got it.
Then I will use this variable format. I will remove this and then this is how I will do. So that's why I am giving the input outside the procedure. So I can change the output here also. So what I will do, where I am sourcing this procedure, first I will give, I will source it, and then in that procedure, in that program, I will add this command. Now, if the name of this procedure is add.tcl, okay. Now I am sourcing it in one more program. Now, so what I will do, source add.tcl. So this functionality will run. And then this put statement alone, I will include this, and I will include inside this new tickle script where I'm sourcing it. So inside new.tickle, I'm sourcing add.tickle. So the functionality I'm sourcing it, input I'm giving it explicitly. So I will just change the input like this. And whenever I source it, the functionality will run. And it will add the add and it will give the output.
Is it executable now?
Now, yeah, no, because the source.tickle here, it is not executable. Maybe we can, if anybody's having Linux, I think you can try there.
Okay.
Linux machines we can try. Or once we get the tool,
Yeah,
there
can I share? I have a Linux
please, if
machine.
you're having, share.
One minute. Are you able to see my screen?
Yet to.
I guess you are able to see my screen, right?
No, it's loading. Just a.
Sorry, we are talking about procs, right? So now tell me, Krishna, what
Yes, yes.
you are expecting here?
So he is expect this decimal to binary
Okay,
dot equal.
fine.
You source it
Decimal
elsewhere.
to binary, right? What I will do it. I'll create a new file. Oh, we need to give input some. Let me try this one. It's printing.
Okay.
So did you
sorry.
understand inside db.tickle, he gave source the decimal dot tickle.
It's printing.
So he has used this TCL/SH, right? TCL/SH, and then if you're giving that tickle name, execution will happen on the screen itself.
I'm not
So that
sure
file
the
will
source is working or not. No, it doesn't work. So I need to use tickle shell only.
Yes, tickle shell.
Okay, TCL is nothing but tickle shell, is it?
Yes.
Correct,
yes.
yeah.
You once opened db.tickle.
Yeah.
So gvim means vim editor. Like to open or view a file, you will use gvim.
GBIM.
So see here, gvim. Yeah. Graphical vim editor. It's just an option to view your files. Command to view your files.
Oh, we can't run anything here.
No, that is the editor.
Editor,
Okay.
yeah. It's just like a Word file.
Mm-hmm.
So inside the db.tickle, he has included source decimal to binary.tickle. So inside db.tickle, the functionality you're sourcing, and wherever you're running db.tickle, that functionality will automatically be sourced. You just have to give the input, it will automatically run.
I understand. Okay.
Any doubts in procedures?
Sorry.
So tomorrow we will see some real-time tickle programs. I'll show some real-time tickle programs. And then after that, from the next week, so from 28, 29, we will move into CMOS basics. CMOS, we'll see FinFET, we'll see we will see some concepts of transistors, and then after that we will move to physical design.
So before CMOS basics, is there any prerequisites that you are expecting?
Before CMOS basics?
No, before you start that CMOS basics class.
Okay.
Are you expecting any prerequisites from us? Like to understand faster?
You can go through basic MOSFET operation. That should be enough.
Okay.
Just that, yeah. Just operation of MOSFET.
Okay.
That must be enough. Yeah. Okay, in tomorrow's class, we'll see some real-time tickle concepts, tickle programs.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. The basics you can go through that digital and basics electronic. I think that should be fine. And the tool thing I will be sharing this week only. So it will be a slot basis. Okay. So in slot, you guys need to work. So actually, at this moment, you don't need tool to work in here. Anything, nothing is required for the tool. When actual PD will start, on that time you need the tool. But access I will provide you. Okay, but it is actually on slot basis. So the number of candidates is there. I will divide the slot in that slot. So actually in that time, at a time, 8 candidates can use it. Okay, so 8 candidates. So whenever you will be using, just update the Excel sheet which I will be forwarding, so that every guys or the portal, you just update that this guy is logged in, so other guys will be in queue. Okay, so you have to do like that. Any questions?
Okay.
Subhash sir, I have
Then
every time you will get the access of the tool in QA only, or it will be a full time access.
so access is 24/7, but
Okay.
license is there. So okay, so license is there. So on that time, 8 license, actually 10 license we can accommodate, but 2 are reserved for trainers. Okay, so 8 license can be used. So you can just see. I will tell you, every time no one is going to use the tool. I can bet that one. No one is going to use the tool every time. So hardly
Yeah.
1 hour, 2 hour, everyone will use, and they will get a. Because if I give the tool also now, no one is going to use it, because their tool itself, no one, majority candidate don't know. So it will be empty majority time only. You will get the queue automatically. If you don't get the queue, ping me. I will give you separate access.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Don't worry
Thank
for
you.
that one. Okay. Okay,
Thank
everyone
you.
then.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
sir. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye. Bye. Bye.